Everything changes when you're locked up. But when you come out, you're coming out to a whole different world. You feel like you don't belong there.
Because when you get out, you have $200 in your hand. You don't have nowhere to go. You have your backpack or whatever you have.
You feel that, you're lost. You feel that there's no help out there. You don't know how to get it. And sometimes you're afraid to ask for it, or you're too embarrassed, or you're got too much pride to ask for it.
Reality is still there. The streets are still there. Hard times are still there. Nobody's not giving them nothing. It's not making it easy for them.
I remember when I was leaving, one of the girls said, "I'll save your bed for you." And I'm like, "I'm not coming back here." And she goes, "Yeah, you are. You've already been here a couple times. You're coming back."
If you've been to Santa Rita Jail, there is the main lobby, and out of the main lobby is where the releases come from. And as they leave the lobby, there's a long ramp that they walk down to the parking lot. The choices that they make when they hit the bottom of that ramp are predictors of whether they'll come back to jail or not.
Out of all my life, I've been in prison for like 20 years, 19, like that. I have associates now. I still doing the same thing. I had, think about, just before the new year come in. Hey man, come on, let's do it. No, hey man, I'm going to work every day. I want to be able to get up in the morning, go in the kitchen, make my lunch, and go to work. We don't speak no more, so but I can't do it. It's not worth it.
People will always be incarcerated, but you don't need the same people incarcerated year in, year out, week in, week out,
Once they hit their revolving door and they keep going and they don't have no resources, they're going to keep on going.
These guys have been out of the loop and they don't know how to navigate the system, so they need assistance. They know what they need, but they don't know how to access it. They don't know where to get it. It's really hard to kind of be concerned with how to navigate the system. There's too many other impending needs.
I'm outside on the ramp, 12 at midnight, and the deputy had already told me, said a guy named Mr. Street is supposed to be coming to pick you up, so don't go far. But I'm thinking, I said, wait a minute, this guy ain't gonna come this time of night. So I was about to ask somebody for a ride, not having a place to go. I was getting desperate. But I see Arthur running up the ramp. He said, I'm glad that you didn't leave, man. He said, come on. Got in the car. We talked along the way. He told me he had all my clothing. He ran it down to me, everything that was going on, and what was the plan for me as far as you got a place to stay for me. We're gonna help you with everything, don't worry. So that was a relief hearing that, Little things like having a place to go, a roof over your head, man, trying to transit back out into society after being incarcerated, I mean a lot.
I don't think I would have ever did drugs or drank if it wasn't going on at my household when I was growing up. I got involved in gangs myself because there wasn't a lot of community services or anything for kids of my age, and you just wanted to belong, especially if you were from a dysfunctional family. I ended up leaving home, getting pregnant at 16 years old, not able to turn to nobody, not even my family, then got caught up in jail. When you come out, you need money, you need clothes, you need housing, you need food. So you're gonna go out there and you're gonna deal dope to try to get that money because nobody's gonna hire you because you're a convicted felon. So I ended up going into the streets and ended up losing my kids. And that kept sending me just through spiraling times in my life to where I was just messed up.
This is the street that I grew up on, And most of the people that I grew up with all were blue-collar people, right? So that guy that lived in that house was a plumber. This guy was an electrician. Guy down here was an auto mechanic. Guy over here was a butcher. So they're all blue-collar guys, all making a decent living. And to some fair degree, those jobs don't exist to the degree that they used to. Unemployment rate here is probably 3 or 4 points or more higher than it is in the county as a whole. By and large, I think it should be as important for law enforcement agencies to work to keep people out of jail and from committing crimes as it is to arrest them and put them in jail.
Restorative justice in this sense is about looking at justice differently. Our criminal justice system and the majority of justice as we know it in relationships or on the street, so to speak, is get the bad guy, right? Make sure that the bad guy is punished.
Out here in Ashland, we have the Sheriff's Department, and they are heading up a program called Operation My Hometown.
So the Sheriff's Office has been responsible for incarcerating people, putting them in jail, and then social services is responsible for their piece, and then healthcare services is responsible for its piece. In order to effectively facilitate reentry for folks, those barriers have to be broken down, and each of these agencies and each of these entities have to be working very collaboratively with each other.
We're in the jail, offering them resources, we're connecting with them, we're working with their families.
And then when they leave, let's say, jail, there's a warm handoff to someone who's ready to work with them outside of the jail cell.
I feel real confident about that. I feel that I'm going to get that job because otherwise they would have never called me back, you know what I mean? So I feel confident about that. But in the meanwhile, I'm just doing what I do, like what I'm about to do right now. I'm going to talk to this veteran rep as far as looking for more employment. Just keep a lot of irons in the fire. You never know, you know what I mean? Just going to cross over here. All right. I just called a few minutes ago. This is Kelly. You said that you would buzz me in when I get to the front door. Ironically, the information that he gave me and the places that he told me about, I actually just left from that place, which is 1212 Broadway. I guess my next step now is I'm supposed to meet with another career coach over at Rubicon. But yeah, what I want to continue to do, man, is continue to stay, looking for employment, continue to be putting in applications all the way up until my interview day, because that interview is not promised. Even though I feel confident and I know I'm going to get the job, but that don't give me the reason to just go ahead and stop doing everything now. You know what I mean?
At the time when my kids got taken away from me, they were very young, and there was 3 boys and my daughter. And they got sent to foster homes, and I couldn't get them back no matter what I tried, and I just kept on getting in trouble trying to get them back whichever way I could. Now their life is like my life was, and they're still trying to get back on the right path, and it's hard for them. All my kids have repeated the same cycle that I've been in. They're going through the same thing with their kids. When your kids get taken away and you feel that same sense of loss and that same sense of hurt, it's like somebody's being ripped from your heart.
The domestic violence, anger management class impacted me the most because that's what landed me in jail. When I started learning how to take time out, how to walk away, how to start saying positive things back to people, how to phrase my words could have made a big difference in a lot of the fights and the arguments that took place between me and my wife. Instead of just always being stuck in that defensive mode, harsh words, those things didn't come to mind. But after going through that class, I'm like, wow, man, it could have been a lot of things I could have dodged had I known to just do it this way.
What I think is really important about what we're doing at Operation My Hometown, there's this sense of the police officers trying to communicate with the men who are incarcerated or released normally, like bring that back. We both live here, right? It's critical. It's critical because the us and them gets people killed.
Certain community groups believed that that would be our biggest challenge, that people coming out of the system would not be involved in a program or project in which the sheriff's office or any other law enforcement had their hands on.
We don't want you to go to jail. We want you to stay out of jail. We want you to live, you know, to go the appropriate route and live a good life.
There are people in the community that are beginning to look at the police in the Ashland area in a different way, because their family members, they're the people that they love who have been incarcerated are talking differently. You know, they're getting help, they're getting resources, and we're actually helping those families, and it's under the auspices of the Alameda County Sheriff's Department.
15 months into Second Chance, thinking I'm doing great, they pulled this charge back up on me, and I came into the courtroom with 15 months of program papers, signatures, and everything. I was going to meetings almost every day. When the district attorney came to see me, he's like, I need to talk to you. I said, okay, and I'm nervous, thinking he's gonna throw me back in, and I'm freaking out, and anxiety's just killing me. And he said, I just want to tell you how proud I am of you. I've never seen anybody walk into this courtroom with this many signatures on their own. I'm gonna give you 90 days is all I'm gonna give you in Second Chance where you're at already. Can you do that? And I did it with flying colors.
I'm 53. I feel good. I'm blessed. And like I said, if I can help an individual, if I can, you know, try to get more involved in things, once I get myself really situated, I want to get involved with some things. I'm not a very good speaker, but if I can just say some things to somebody and I can change it, I'd be happy.
So I love both of my kids, and I'm seeing them on the weekends. You know, I just want to make sure I get into a position where I can support them like I want to. That's where the hard work pays off. So me going down to the Career Center every day, it was not for nothing. I'm getting an interview out of it.
And now I'm coming up on 5 years clean and sober on July 1st. And that's really a big deal to me. Further down the road for my older sons, I want to see them get a job, get some kind of training actually from the community, get some kind of training so they can get a job to be able to take care of their children that they have. I'm going to school to get my counselor certificate, my registered addiction specialist license, because I want to reach out to the people out there that are still lost, that still don't have a direction, don't know what they're doing. I want them to be able to know that they're important and get that even though they came from dysfunction or whatever happened to them, that they can heal, you know, and they don't have to hurt anymore.